Hi, I'm Nicole Lorg with HomeSmart Lifestyles here in Queen Creek, Arizona. Last week I did a video on the buyer's inspection notice and the seller's response document, also known as the BINSR, from the buyer's perspective. Well, today I'm going to speak directly to you sellers concerning this BINSR document and give you 5 tips to successfully complete the BINSR document in your real estate deal. So let's get started. If you missed last week's video on the BINSR document from the buyer's perspective, let me review a couple facts first. The BINSR is the abbreviated name we give to the buyer's inspection notice and the seller's response document. The BINSR is a 2-page document that is completed at the end of the buyer's due diligence period and ends 10 days after contract acceptance, unless otherwise negotiated. After the buyer has completed all of their desired inspections with their realtor, they will complete the first page of the BINSR. The BINSR has 3 options to choose from. 1, premises accepted as is. Number 2, premises rejected. And 3, buyer elects to provide seller an opportunity to correct the disapproved items listed below. In this video, I will assume the buyer elected option number 3, and they list the items they want the seller to replace or fix, which is usually in reference to their inspection report. Now you as a seller have 3 options as well. First one is seller agrees to correct the items disapproved by the buyer. 2, seller is unwilling or unable to correct any of the items disapproved by buyer. And 3, seller's response to buyer's notice, in which you are providing a list of items you will or will not repair or replace. The choice is ultimately yours. However, please keep this in mind. If you select option number 2 or 3, the buyer still has the opportunity to cancel the contract, and you don't want to lose a sale of your home because you may be offended or you're refusing to make a small repair. At the same time, you don't want to do more than what may be reasonable for the price of your home. So it is very important that you talk with me so we can approach these negotiations thoughtfully. So let me give you 5 tips for sellers to successfully complete the BINSR phase of the deal. Number 1, keep regular maintenance and repairs on your home. If you stay on top of maintenance and repairs during your home ownership, there will be less for the buyer to ask to repair. If you haven't kept up with maintaining your home, you may want to consider getting a pre-listing inspection done prior to listing your home and make some, if not all, of the repairs your inspector reports. Number 2, remember no home is perfect, and not even yours. Never assume a buyer won't ask for anything. That's unrealistic. Instead, take a look at what you can realistically invest in repairs to get your sale to go through. Also, keep this in mind. It is better to make it work with the buyer you have rather than having to put the home back on the market. Number 3, don't get offended. As hard as it is, put your feelings aside and shift into business mode. This is a business decision and should be treated in that manner. Put yourself in their place for a second. You would probably be asking to have some things repaired as well. I would. Number 4, get estimates before responding. Sometimes those BINSR requests are long and intimidating when you first get that document. So I suggest walking away from the document for an hour or so to help remove your feelings. Now remember, treat the sale as a business decision. Now revisit the document and take the time to get quotes for the items they are requesting. You have 5 days to respond to the buyer's request. So do your due diligence. You might be surprised that the item they're asking for don't cost nearly as much as you think. Number 5, keep it in perspective. As I mentioned before, you don't want to lose the sale of your home because you refuse to make a $40 repair, but you also don't want to spend way more than you should. When thinking about how much you're willing to spend on repairs, you want to think about how much it will cost to put your home back on the market. There is cost associated with the time you lost on the market, and there is also cost associated with having to keep the house on the market for longer. Be practical when responding to the BINSR. If you would like a sample of the BINSR document, I will leave a link in the description box below, which will shoot you over to my website under Seller Resources. Also, take a look around in the Seller Resources for other great documents and checklists to help you become a savvy seller. Hope everyone has a great rest of the week, and I will talk to you guys again next Tuesday. Bye.